Welcome to Rise Yoga. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Liesel. I'm a physical therapist. I firmly believe that yoga should and can be accessible to every body. We should be moving throughout our entire lifespan. In fact, that is what is going to give us the longevity we need, as well as the quality of life, most importantly. Today, we are going to do a practice on the floor. If that is daunting to you, don't worry. We're going to talk about how to get down to the floor and then get back up into standing safely. You might also need if you have yoga blocks, you can use one or two yoga blocks. If you don't, that is fine. Today, I'm going to be using a lovely blanket that my mother quilted for me, thanks, and just folded it up nice to sit on. Okay, let's get started. We're going to start on our mat. If you'd like to be on a mat, you can. You can be in an open floor space, have some cushion. You can be on the carpet or on a mat if you're on a hardwood. We're going to take a step with our left foot. We're going to roll from the top of our body, bending our hips, bending our shoulders forward. Our knees are bending, so we're hunched over. Our left hand is going to reach across our body. Your right hand reaches the floor, and then you're going to spin toward your left hand. Really nice. And now we're seated on the ground. Beautiful. Easy peasy. Okay, from here, we are going to take our blanket or your yoga blocks and take just a few minutes in sitting on our blanket. Here, I'll turn this way. I like to sit in crisscross with this blanket supporting me so that my spine can be right in neutral. If I'm talking about a neutral spine, that looks like I'm not tilted forward, like arching my back, and I'm not slumped down this way. I want to try to wiggle my pelvis so that I'm right in the middle. My shoulders are stacked right over my hips, and I can be in a restful position here. Some people prefer to rest with their feet out in front of them. That's fine. You may prefer to start and continue this practice in a chair. You can modify those things. You can also go to some of my videos involving chair yoga. That would be a great place for you to start if being on the floor is a little bit too much for you today. Remember that all of these poses are going to look different in every body. So don't worry if your pose doesn't look like mine. Don't worry if your pose doesn't look like someone next to you. That is just fine. Every day your pose may change. And again, really listen to your body. Pay attention to what your body is telling you. If it's telling you it's pinching, burning, aching, I want you to back off. Find a place where it's not pinching or burning, okay? That tells us that it's too far and our body is going to be injured, so we don't want that. Okay, let's start by just taking a couple of breaths, centering our focus on our class today, on your intention. You've made it a point to be here. Let's get something out of it. I personally like to close my eyes. I would encourage you to do that. It helps us to focus, but you don't have to. I like to have my palms up on my knees, open to the sky. Inhale through your nose. Hold the air in your lungs like you're expanding your lungs. And exhale through your nose. Really nice. Inhale to the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to hold that breath in our lungs. 2, 3. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Really nice. This time on our exhale, I want you to create the sound of an ujjayi breath. That sounds like the ocean waves crashing along the shore, not too forcefully, but just resonating through your nasal cavities. Okay. Inhale for the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. And exhale. 2, 3. Out your nasal cavities. 5. And rest. Really nice. Okay, let's get started. I'd like to do cat-cow here in this position, and I'll show you what that looks like. You stay where you are. In the seated position, we're going to arch our back, lift our sternum toward the sky, broaden our shoulders. Inhale and exhale and round our spine. You're going to scoop your pelvis up. Squeeze everything together. Inhale, arching our pelvis, tips forward like a bowl, broadening our shoulders, and exhale, squeeze everything, round everything out. Inhale, filling your lungs with air, and exhale, squeeze everything out, round your spine. Inhale, arch, broaden your shoulders, and exhale, rounding your spine. Really nice. Okay, we're going to next do a little bit of side bending, warming up our trunk before we get going. All right, let's start with our left arm. Our left arm is going to come up to the sky on an inhale, and then you're going to exhale. Again, be mindful of your body. Listen to what it's telling you. See if you can plant your left hip down into the ground. Inhale and back down. Other side, right side. Right arm comes up toward the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale over to the left. Keep your right sit bone planted to the floor. Inhale and rest. Inhale that left arm again. Tipping over to the right side. Exhale. Find some length in your side of your ribs here. Inhale, come up. And other side. Arm comes up. Tipping to your left side. Plant that right hip into the floor. Don't let it lift up and tip you over. Really seat it into the ground. Beautiful. Come on up. And rest. If you want to shake out your trunk a little bit, that is just fine. That feels good. Feel free to listen to your body. Find a movement that feels good to you. That's really our goal here. Okay, now we're going to roll onto our back. So there's two different ways we can do this. We can shift onto our bottom this way. And then we can roll down one spine by one spinous process, okay? If that feels like it's too much for you, you can tip to the side and gently walk your body down to your elbow and down to your back. If you're rolling down through your spine, I'll do that with you. Sit on your bottom, your feet are about hip width apart. We're going to pull our tummy in toward our spine and roll one vertebrae, one spinous process at a time. Roll, roll, roll. Think about really tilting your pelvis backward, pulling your belly button toward your spine. And breathe at the same time. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale until you reach the mat. Very nice. Try to find some comfort here. You can wiggle your hips if that feels right to you. Okay, we're going to start placing your feet hip width apart. Your knees are directly over hip width apart as well, so everything is nice and aligned. We're going to start by pulling our belly button toward our spine. I do not want you to arch into the floor. I want you to keep your pelvis nice and neutral. You might be able to slide a hand right underneath your low back. There should be a natural curve in our low back, and we want to hold it there. So when we pull our belly button to our spine, we're not collapsing in our spine or tilting our pelvis. We're keeping our spine right where it is and pulling our belly button to our spine. You can rest your hands on your hip bones here and see if you can feel, if you poke in a little bit on your hip bone, see if you can feel a muscle kind of pop into your fingertips there. That's a good thing if you feel that. And we need to try to breathe in this position. Pulling our belly button toward our spine. We're not collapsing in our spine. And try to breathe in through your nose. Hold out through your nose, pulling your belly button the whole time. That's tricky. That takes a little bit of practice. Okay, Our next step, we're going to place our hands next to our hips here, palms flat on your mat or on the ground. Activate your belly button, pulling your belly button toward your spine. We're going to pick up our left leg. Just pick it up a little bit. It doesn't have to be real high, and set it back down. Think about there being a platter right across your hip bones. We're not going to let that platter tip at all. It's got to stay nice and steady when you pick up your knee. Okay, and then gently put that foot back down. Other side. Lift up the knee. Set the foot back down. Belly button is pulling toward the spine. Left leg and down. Right leg down. Go ahead and inhale when you lift the knee. Exhale. Inhale, right side. Exhale. Inhale, left side. Exhale. Inhale, right side. Exhale, one more. You can do it. Inhale, left side. Exhale. Keeping that belly button tight, tight, tight. Inhale, other side. And down. Okay. Shake out those hips a little bit. Well done. From here, I want you to walk your feet up a little bit. I want your your feet to be right under your knees as best as you can. I don't want them super close to your bottom. A little bit of space there. Okay, from here, our palms are flat. Our shoulders are going to push into the floor. So we might pull our sternum up toward the ceiling a little bit, or squeeze your shoulder blades. Wrap them underneath you. Squeeze your shoulder blades in a little bit. Really nice. Ooh, the sun just came out. It's beautiful. Okay, we're going to push our hands into the floor. Our belly button pulls towards our spine. We're going to inhale and lift our pelvis off of the floor. Inhale, belly button towards your spine. Lift your pelvis. Keep your knees in. Don't let them splay wide. Keep your knees hip width apart. And exhale, lower down. Lots to think about here. Shoulders are rounded towards your back, squeezing toward your back. Hands are planted on the floor. Tummy is pulling toward your spine. And then your hips lift as you inhale up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Knees stay in. Exhale down. Let's do that twice more. Inhale up. Squeeze as hard as you can. Exhale down. Inhale up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. This time we're going to hold. See if you can find a little bit more extension here. Squeeze those shoulder blades and exhale down. Really nice. Okay, if it feels good to you, you can bend your knees, pull your knees to your chest, hold onto those knees, and rock back and forth a little bit. Really gentle. We're not straining our body here. Relax your back. That was hard work. Relax your tummy. Okay, place those feet back on the floor. They can be extended out a little bit. All right, again, we're going to do a little bit of tummy work. So if you want to place your hands on your hips, you may. Otherwise, palms down toward the ground. Shoulders squeezed back. Belly button pulls towards the center. This time what you're going to do, keeping that belly button activated toward your spine, you're going to tilt your left knee to the side. This is where that platter really comes in handy. I don't want you lifting your pelvis off the floor. You might not be able to go very far, and that is fine. We have to really keep this nice and stable across our hip bones. No movement here at all. Just the left knee comes out. Belly button in toward our spine and back to the middle. Now our right knee tips out to the side and back to the middle. Go ahead and inhale as your knee tips to the outside. And exhale, bring the knee in. Inhale, right knee to the outside. Exhale, come in. Squeeze that tummy the whole time. Inhale, left knee goes out. Exhale, left knee comes in. Inhale, right knee goes out. Exhale, knee comes in. One more time. Inhale, left knee out. Exhale, left knee comes to the center. Inhale, right knee goes out. Exhale, come to the center. Very nice. Okay, shake out your pelvis, shake out your tummy. This is okay. You're doing great. All right. From here, we are going to bend our left knee. Keep your right knee where it is. Left knee comes up. Left toes bend back here. There we go. We're just going to, if you want to hold on, you can. If you can't reach that, that's okay. I want you to extend your left knee as much as you can. Straighten it as much as you can. Try not to collapse in your low back. Try not to round that low back. If you can, I'd like for you to straighten your right knee. This is pretty hard. And bend. And straighten. And bend. And straighten that left knee. Bend. And set the left foot on the floor. Really good. Okay. Bend the right knee. Comes all the way up to our chest if we can. Hands can be here on your thighs. Hands can be down on the floor. We're going to flex our toes back. Extend your right leg toward the ceiling. Heel is going to dive toward the ceiling. Really nice. If you can extend your left leg to the floor, go ahead and do that. Straighten as much as you can. Straighten your right knee. And bend it. And straighten. And bend. And straighten. If you have really tight hamstrings, this might look like it's down here. That's okay. And bend. Straighten. And bend. We're wanting to get a stretch across the back of our thigh here. And then you might also feel your hip flexors working at the top to hold that leg up. Really good. Okay. From here, we're going to widen our feet a little bit. Arms come out to the side in a T position. We're going to tip our legs to the right and let that spine stretch out. See if you can relax a little bit in this pose. See if you can look over your left shoulder toward your left hand. And breathe. Think about really filling your lungs with air. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale, bring the knees to the center. Turn and face the opposite direction. Knees drop down to the left side. Here it's okay for our pelvis to lift up off the floor. Your right hip is going to come up off of the floor. We're going to look over our right shoulder. Our elbows are straight. Our shoulders remain on the floor. Feel that nice twist in our spine. Fill your lungs with air. Give a strong exhale. You're doing very well. Find rest in this position. Inhale. Exhale, come to the center. Really nice. We're going to find our way to our abdomen, to our tummy. So you can roll over. If you struggle even rolling, here's what I'd like you to do. Bend one knee, arms out in a T. I'm going to roll to my left side toward you. I'm going to use the momentum of my right arm to bring my body over to my side, okay? And then also my right knee is going to tip me over, okay? There we go. Over to my side, and then find your tummy as well. I'm going to move my mat and your blocks out of the way. Okay. Find your tummy. In this position, I'd like for your legs to be zipped together as much as you can. Our elbows are going to be down by our sides. They can be wide here. Hands flat, you can rest your forehead on the mat. From here, we're going to peel our spine off of the mat. The first thing I'd like for you to do is activate your tush like you're going to squeeze your bottom. You're going to pull your belly button toward your spine, and then you're going to start with the crown of your head, zipping your legs together, belly button toward your spine. You're going to lift your head first, pushing down on the mat through your elbows and forearms and hands. Spread those fingers wide. Exhale, come down. Rest your forehead. Rest your shoulders. Activate your shoulders. Lift your head. Tummy is tight. Tush is squeezed. Lift, lift, lift. Think about your sternum pulling toward the wall in front of you. And exhale down. Inhale, lift up. Squeeze everything tight in your lower body. Lifting, lifting, lifting. Create length in your spine. Exhale, come down. If you feel pain, I want you to back off. You do not need to lift your head very high to get the benefits of this pose. Inhale, lifting up. Your belly button is pulling toward your spine. We're going to support our spine in this position. We're not collapsing it. Exhale, come down. Place your head down and rest. If you'd like to shake your body out, that is fine. Okay, this time, if you have a good back and you know that you're able to do extension, go ahead and do that. If you know that you are not able to do extension, if you have a herniated disc and it causes pain or spondylolisthesis, something like that, I don't want you to extend in this way. What you're going to do is place your hands directly under your shoulders, zipping our legs together, squeezing our thighs together, squeezing our tush together. Tuck your tailbone, pull your belly button to your spine, and then we're going to slowly peel off. Put some weight through your hands. You do not need to go high in this position. Shoulders down. Exhale, come down. We're going to do that again. Inhale, pull your shoulder blades down towards your pelvis. Exhale, come down. Inhale once more. Pulling your shoulder blades down, tuck your tummy in toward your spine. Exhale, come down. Really nice. Okay, we're going to bend our knees, push up onto our knees, and push back into a child's pose. You can have your knees hip-width apart or as wide as your mat. And we're going to sink back down onto our feet as far as we can go. If you can't go very far, that is okay. If it's too much on your knees, on your hips, you can also have a blanket placed behind your knees here and rest on that. We do not need to be sinking down to the floor if that's not what your body wants to happen. Okay, really pay attention. Okay. Sink down, rest. Think about lengthening through your spine in this position. Our tailbone stretches toward the back of the mat. The crown of our head stretches toward the front of the mat. Our spine is becoming long. We're going to sink into our pelvis here, like our pelvis is going to drop toward our heels. Really nice. Take some good deep breaths here. And then come up into our hands and knees position. If this is not tolerable to you, for your wrists or for your hands, you can try to go on a fist position. You can have your yoga blanket, any blanket that you have in the house, available that might give you a little extra cushion on your hands. You can also position yourself on the seat of a chair this way so that your forearms are resting on the seat. The chair is facing you and your forearms are resting on the chair. That's very appropriate. You may do that as well. I'll show it from here. What you're going to do in this position is activate your tummy. Pull your tummy, your belly button toward your spine, but we're not arching our spine. We're keeping our spine nice and straight, pulling your belly button toward your spine. We're going to lift our right arm first up into the air. This is pretty tricky. Our tummy has to be nice and active and come back down. Our hands are shoulder width apart underneath us. Our knees are hip width apart underneath our hips. So we're really at a tabletop position. Imagine yourself looking like a table from the side. Belly button toward your spine. Lift your left hand. If you can get it parallel to your trunk, great. If you can get it an inch above the floor, that's great too. Whatever is in your ability today. Inhale, exhale that hand down. Right hand. Inhale, lift the arm up. Hold your breath. Exhale, place the arm down. Inhale, hold the left arm up. Exhale, place the arm down. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, right arm down. One more time. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, left arm down. Good. Widen your stance in your knees and sink down into your child's pose again. Really nice. Take a rest here. Find relaxation. Find length throughout your body. Find peace entering your mind. And stress and worry exiting your mind with every exhale. Letting go of that worry. Come back up to our tabletop position. Measure your knees underneath your hips. Measure your hands underneath your shoulders. This time we're going to lift our left leg. Our heel is going to point toward the back wall. Pull your belly button toward your spine. Extend that left leg. And hold and set it down. Other side. Extend, lift the right heel toward the back of your mat. Feel like the heel is being pulled, pulled, pulled. You're elongating, belly button toward the spine, and knee down. Lift the left leg up, inhale, filling your air, filling your lungs with air. Exhale, knee comes down. You're doing well. Inhale, other side. Lengthening the leg. Exhale, knee comes down. One more time on each side. Also, when you lift your leg, think about that same platter being placed on your pelvis. We're not going to tilt our pelvis at all. As the leg lifts, the hip stays right where it is. We're not lifting that hip. We're nice and strong in our tabletop. The tabletop is not going to tip. Left knee comes down, other side, right leg up, and right leg comes down. Really nice. Widen your stance and rest into your child's pose. Finding length, finding peace in this position. Inhale, come on up. What we're going to do now is practice the position that some people use to stand up from the floor. So we're going to lift our right leg first. I'll kind of show you what I mean. From this tabletop position, we're going to lift our right knee and place our right foot on the floor. And then set the knee back down. And then we're going to go the opposite direction with our left foot. Left knee comes up. Place your left foot on the floor and then place the knee back. Start with pulling your belly button toward your spine. Lift the right knee, right foot to floor, and open up that hip a little bit. And back down. Left knee, left foot, back down. Right knee, right foot, back down. Left knee, left foot. Really good. And back down. Okay. From here, we are going to take a short meditation. If you have the time in your schedule to take a longer meditation, I would strongly encourage you to do that. Even 5 minutes a day, even 2 minutes a day is tremendously helpful for our mental well-being. This idea of letting stress and worry not clog our mind, not clog our body, but to be free of most of that if we need it. So to be able to find this place of peace and mindfulness anytime that we're feeling stressed or anxious, worried, overwhelmed, all of that, we can find this if we practice it enough. Again, I like to find a seated position where I can be comfortable. If you would like to lay down, since we're already on the floor, you are welcome to find a Shavasana position where you're flat on the ground. Let me show you. Or you can stay seated right where I was. Shavasana will be on our backs. Arms are wide, palms toward the ceiling. Shoulders tucked underneath us so that our heart is open to the sky. Our feet are wide. Knees and feet might be turned out to the outside. In this position, we are going to take breaths, drawing our attention inward, relaxing every part of our body, our fingertips, our toes, our knees, our elbows. Our hips sink into the ground, our shoulders totally relax. Our tummy relaxes and lets go of all of that tension and heat we've created today. Feel your forehead relax and flatten. Your eyelids drop closed. Your mouth may separate slightly open. Feel the weight of your lips resting on your teeth. Your eyes are heavy in their sockets. As you sink into stillness, thoughts may come to your mind. I want you to acknowledge them and let them go. Right now is the time to float untethered by worries. So let those thoughts drift away. awareness back to the present space. Begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, circle your ankles, roll your shoulders. When you're ready, I'd like for you to roll to your left side. Keep your eyes closed if you can. Find some rest in this side lying position. From here, you're going to push gently through your side and find a seated position. The way I'd like for you to sit, we're going to have our right knee up and our left knee down, kind of in a folded position. That your right foot is open. It's not super close to you, okay? The trick with this transition into standing is to keep our pelvis. We're going to allow your head to drop down and our pelvis to come up a little bit, okay? We're going to also use momentum. So with your right hand, I want you to have your right hand back. We're going to swing it around and use momentum to come up, okay? Our hands are going to plant on the ground and our bottom is going to come up. I'll show you what this looks like. Right hand comes out, spins around, lifts up. We get onto our feet here. Our pelvis drops down. We walk our hands back and we can push ourselves into a standing position. Really nice. Now you try it. Well done. Thank you for joining me for some floor rise yoga today. Take peace with you today. Know that your body is capable of doing yoga, and we will find safe, healthy ways for you to move in a functional way to extend your life, extend the quality of your life. It's your path, your future, your yoga. Thank you for choosing Rise Yoga.